Well, greetings, folks, and welcome to another episode. This is kind of a spontaneous one. As you heard in the last trip, I was trying to go explore the panhandle of Idaho, and weather chased me away. So we're back in, let's call it central Washington, somewhere in there, starting to get a little closer to the Oregon border, actually. But there's a state park that popped up on my maps as I was sort of looking to see what there was to check out over here. And so we're going to go in and we're going to check out Palouse Falls. If you remember back to a series I put out last year talking about Washington's Channeled Scablands, this is all part of that. All this country is, well, torn up by glacial waters, let's put it that way. Huge ice dam was created that created Lake Missoula, basically filled up half of Montana with a gigantic lake. When that ice dam broke, all that water came tearing down through Washington and the edges of Idaho and just gouged out these amazing canyon lands further north. As you get down here into the southern ends of that, it starts to sort of level out. So you've got all this sort of rolling country with exposed rock everywhere. Palouse Falls, though, is actually part of one of those coulees. So we're going to go in, check that out, see if it's cool. I hope it is. And then we'll figure out where we're going next. Let's get going, shall we? kind of hard to imagine the volume of water and the force that would have been required to create canyonlands like these, isn't it? Further north you get, the more intense they get. This one's a good one, though. It's good coulee. Anyway. Downriver, about 5 miles from the falls. Well, folks, you've reached the end of this episode, and really this is the end of a greater journey. As you can see in front of me, I am back in the environment I detest more than all others on this planet, urban metropolises and city traffic. It is just disgusting. That being said, I hope you enjoyed checking out Palouse Falls with me today. Palouse Falls was a beautiful little spot. Really cool geography all throughout the I guess what you would call the Scablands, or part of them, the coulees, gouged out by those glacial floods. And of course those rivers still run today. They're just streams, but they've created all sorts of amazing features and waterfalls. That particular one was a very pretty little spot. Wish you could get down in the bottom of there. You used to be able to years ago. There was a little notch canyon trail that you could take, but a couple of people fell, made a misstep, died, and so they decided to close down all access to the lower parts, which is unfortunate. I would bet that if you go downstream a long ways, kind of where I ended the video segments, you can probably follow the river back up if you're willing to hike 5-6 miles plus. I don't know if that's true, but I would assume it probably is. You know, the river didn't look like it was very deep in most parts, so I mean, even if you had to wade a little bit, you probably could. But that being said, into the episode, and really we're starting to come to the end of the season. You know, this was my last long journey of the year, and it was a pretty short one. Like, I had planned to get into northern Idaho and over into the western edges of Montana, but the weather just kind of stopped me cold. Snow's starting to fly, major thunderstorms were coming through, and even in the Cascades as I was coming back, there's a fair amount of fresh snow. And so here comes winter. I'm sure we'll have a few more videos to put out for you. But until then, I'll see you on down the road.